Okay, so let's talk a little bit to Lucas Urbain here from Team Automatics ahead of ETS round 3 in Luxembourg. Lucas, before we talk about this track, let's talk a little bit about your last couple of weeks on track. We had race in Eigen, which was really difficult for everybody, and then the Euros happened in Utrecht. Tell us a little bit about your last weeks on track and especially about these two events.
Well, these last two, especially Eigen, was kind of catastrophic. I ended up in the B main, which is obviously not what I wanted. Due to the shortened schedule, I didn't manage to have two good scores in quali, so I ended up in the B, and I was close to bump up, but I also failed. So I tried to forget this as quickly as possible, refocus for Utrecht, but at the same time, the Euros, I already don't really like that race, and that race gives it back to me every time. I don't know, something with me and Euros that doesn't click, and maybe someday I'll figure it out, but I really struggle to have fun at the Euros, but also perhaps this is not the race to be enjoyed, I don't know. Some kind of vibe that doesn't suit me, so obviously the focus was to come back stronger here with two bad scores, two bad results lately. Thankfully it's my home race and I have a good chance to bounce back, so all the focus was on Luxembourg lately.
Yeah, when you say that you want to bounce back here on this track, I think 3 years ago sometime you won your first ever ETS on this track. Last year you finished second behind Orlovsky. It was a super close fight. What do you expect this week? I mean, Bruno is here, Ronald, Mark, everybody's here. But your pace seems to be really good right now after the first round of practice already.
Yeah, obviously I'm delighted that they all show up at my home track in a way, so I have more chance to even show what I can do here. I was really disappointed last year not to win. The track is so difficult, you have such an advantage as being a local, and I was really, really sad and disappointed not to win, so I want to put things straight again. So I really want to make sure I don't fail this time and I can really be at the front and challenge for the win the whole time.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the track being so difficult to drive and so technical. Is it more about practicing here and doing laps all the time? Do you think it's more important to drive good, or is the car setup as important in the same moment?
No, I think here, especially more than anywhere, it's all about driving. And in my case, I've practiced here for years, and it's more like consistent practice. And I know the track in and out. Of course, every race is slightly different. Some corner will grip up differently. The wind will be affecting us this weekend quite a lot, making it even more difficult. It was probably not needed to make it more difficult, but it's probably the case. And of course, setup, but to a lesser extent than other tracks, I would say, because it's all about positioning the car, being able to really send it. It's tricky, it can be slippery. It's always a bit rear limited, a bit loose, so it makes it even harder. And obviously with all the elevation changes, it makes it really hard to really judge what the car is doing. Because the other side of the spectrum is Apeldoorn. Apeldoorn really flows very naturally and it's very easy to learn. And it's a lot more about setup, to where you need a car that doesn't understeer. Power is very important, so more focus is on the car here. As long as the car is fairly stable and you have enough power, as long as you can drive it, you're going to be fast.
Yeah, when I remember last year's mains, I think in one of the finals you also had a kind of a out of nowhere slide in the center chicane of the track. So sometimes this can happen here in Luxembourg.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, the tires we have can be tricky in the opening laps, and if you don't nail the prep, it can really bite. And again, this weekend the weather looks kind of cold, and it might be even trickier. So it might be a case we've seen it in Apeldoorn in the past, like the first A main in the evening. It's anybody's game because it's so hard to drive and to already keep the car on track. And you had 9 or even 10 other guys that also want it as bad as you want it, so anything can happen.
Okay, last but not least, your car is here in front of us on the table, Automatics A800RR. You're rocking the Orca power package, MKS servos, so anything special for this race you changed on the car, or is it just maybe the same race car you were using at the Euros and the last ETSs?
No, it's actually the same car, and setup-wise, it's very, very close to Apeldoorn. Maybe 5 or 6 changes, very minor. No, still the same package, RR, steel chassis, best car out there.
Okay, so goal for qualifying is clear, TQ?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I go for TQ and do everything to win.
Okay, thank you and good luck for the rest of the weekend. Lucas Urbain here from the Automatics team at ETS round number 3 in Luxembourg.